I will go live on YouTube. Okay. So, hello everyone. I am Rashmi Shoran, and today I will be taking your session on one of my favorite topics, which is solar system. So, how many of you have heard about this word solar system? In Hindi, we call it Saur Mandal. So either you have heard it in your science class, English, Hindi class, any of the classes. Have you heard about what is the solar system? Have you heard about this word, solar system, before? If yes, do let me know. You can write it in the chat section as well. Let me see. So I'm going to show it to you. So today's topic is scaling the solar system. So not just anything, but specifically we will be talking about the scale of the solar system. So there can be so many things in astronomy. Today is our first session of astronomy. In the last session, I had so much fun with balloons. How many of you remember doing balloon activities? Before we start with today's topic of astronomy, how many of you remember the balloon activity that we did? Putting balloon in plastic bottle, hot water, putting it in flask using fire. How many of you know that? You can unmute yourself. Okay, I can see one JGL. So I can see these students. You can unmute yourself.
We
What do you
done.
remember?
We
Yes.
done. We done.
Yes, can you repeat? I was not able to hear you. If you can repeat once again. Okay, so you're saying yes. Do you remember the activity that we did with balloons? Balloons and hot water, cold water. Yes, you remember? Okay. And I can see in KGBV, Pedagpalli also. I can see you there as well. You can also unmute. Do you remember? Do the girls of KGBV, Pedagpalli remember the balloon activity? Fun with balloons. They remember? Yes. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. So today, we will come to the pressure and balloon topics once again in future. But our today's topic is going to be about solar system and the planets that we have in our solar system. So it's very wonderful because our solar system is very big, and we will start with the very simple topic, which is what is solar system. So when we say solar system, what actually comes in it, that is what we will be learning. That is the first thing that we will be learning. What is solar system? What comes inside solar system? What is solar system made up of? All of those things. So you have to write it in the chat, or you can raise your hand. What all comes in the solar system? What is solar system made up of? All of these things. Let's see. There are so many answers to this. Let's see who gets the most of them right. Many answers. What is solar system? So you all have to tell me what is present inside solar system. What is it made up of? What is solar system? So let's see who gives the first answer. KGBV Bijinapalli is also here. Good afternoon. And you can raise your hand. You can raise your hand if you have answered. What is solar system? What do you call solar system in your language? Let's see. Let me see if I see any of the hands being risen. Or in the chats, you can write what comes when we say solar system. Does solar system have stars? Does it has planets? Antariksham. Antariksham. So I think Antariksham is like very big word. Antariksh can be space. We are only talking about solar system. In this word solar, sol means sun. So this is the system around the sun. So we have our star, sun, Surya, or we call it Aditya, right? ISRO sent a mission Aditya L1 to sun. So everything that is around the sun that we have. Planets in sun, yes. So Bhagya Lakshmi, physical science, so they are telling us that planets is present in solar system, sun is present in solar system, And solar system has 8 planets, KGBV, Bhutpur. So both of them are right. We have planets. How many planets? 8. And we have sun. Is there anything else which is also present in the solar system apart from the sun and planets? One sun, 8 planets, nine things. Is there anything else in a solar system? So KGBV, Tekriel, Kamaeddi, they are saying there is galaxy. So galaxy is actually very big thing. Galaxy is a group of stars, many stars, and so many other things. So galaxy is very big. Solar system is a very small part of galaxy. So galaxy is going to be a big thing. It is not going to be the, I see somebody is answering. We can highlight them. Yes, can you repeat once again? I see. Good afternoon. Let's see. Yes, I heard some right answers. So you can unmute yourself and repeat once again. I heard some right answers. What else is present in solar system? There is star. There is 8 planets. Anything else apart from stars and planets? Planets are rotating around the sun. Yes, KGB Bhutpur. That's right.
Astrophones and neutrons.
Okay, I will add the spotlight. Yes. Now you can answer once again.
Asteroids
KGBV.
and meters.
Okay,
Asteroids
KGBV.
and meteorites.
Kondur Jem, they're saying asteroids and meteors. That's right. So we have asteroids, we have meteors, and we have comets as well. So there is asteroids, there is comets, there is meteors or different names, meteorites, but shooting stars,
Asteroids
right?
and meteorites.
Yes. So many things are present. We see comets are there, asteroids are there, planets are there, sun is there. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that we are missing? What do we have? What can we see in the sky in the night time? Can we see something that is round, white in color in the night time? Sometime it is full, sometime it is half. What is it called? Moon. So yes, KGB Bhutpur, Kamareddy. Moon, right? Moon. So moon is also part of our solar system. Earth has one moon. Other planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, they have many moons. 90 moon, 100 moons. They are very big planets, many number of moons. So all of these things are present in the solar system. What do we have? If I show you a picture that we have, I'll just give me a second. Okay, yes. So if I show you a picture, what are all the things that are present in solar system? We have sun, we have Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are all the planets. So if I hide myself for a second, these are all the planets that we have, right? Pluto, what about Pluto? Is Pluto a planet? Saturn, starlight, satellite. Yes, satellite is also right word. Moon is also known as satellite. So either we can say moon or we can say natural satellite. They are also part of solar system. What about Pluto? Is Pluto a planet or is Pluto not a planet? So I can see KGB Bhutpur are saying Pluto is is in
Pluto
asteroid
is
belt.
not a planet.
It's not a planet, okay? It's not a planet. It's very interesting why Pluto is not a planet, okay? If we have time, we will come to that question why Pluto is not a planet. Because many years ago, Pluto used to be considered a planet. Now it's no longer a planet. So what we will do today in our session is just like how many of you are in 6th class? If you are in 6th class, you can see this picture in your book in the geography book chapter 1, right? You can see this picture of the solar system. We have sun and we have all the planets. We can see asteroid belt and Pluto is the end of solar system. There are so many other small bodies, asteroids, comets. They are all around the sun. It's the end of the solar system, right? Okay. So In our today's session, what we are going to do is we will make our solar system, but it is going to be very correct. Okay, this picture that I showed you, this picture in the NCRT, this is correct, but it can be made even better. We can show the distances between these planets even better. Okay, for example, if you see this picture, you can see, okay, we have Jupiter, we have Saturn, Uranus, these are all the planets, but what is the distance between each of these planets? If I want to find out how far is Jupiter compared to Mars from the Sun, what is distance between Sun and Mars, what is distance between Earth and Mars, all of these things. If I can make a small solar system bookmark, a very small, my own, which can tell me what is the correct distance between all the planets with each other. Not in number, that it is 10 million kilometers or 15 million kilometers, not like that. Not very, very big numbers, but just by looking that if distance between Earth and Sun is this much, then what should be the distance between Earth and Jupiter if this is the Sun? Jupiter should lie here, Jupiter should lie, if this is Sun, this is Earth, where should Jupiter lie? Should it be here, here, here? How far away it should be? So like that, we will make a scale of solar system, but first we will make distance. Distance between all the planets we will find out compared to each other. So are you ready? Are you ready for the first exercise? The very first activity. We will make a bookmark of our solar systems. Okay, so I see a lot of hand wavings. So what we are going to do is, I'm going to show it to you. I asked all of you to bring A4 papers, right? So I'll show you how to use them. So let's give me a second. So we have papers like this. I told 4 papers for one student. So what do you have to do is, you take a paper like this and you fold it in half, right? You fold it in half, and once again you fold it in half like this, and then you make 4 parts out of it. You can use a scale or a cutter. You divide 4 parts out of it. So we are not going to take the whole paper. We only have to use 1/4 of the paper. So you have to fold the paper this way. Don't fold the paper like this, because we need the bigger side of the paper. Now what you can do is, you can fold it once again in half and make one more strip out of it like this. So every student should have one strip, and every student should also have a pen. You can take any pen or pencil, sketch pen, anything that works. So like this, we are going to start. We need a strip of paper. You have one paper A4 sheet, fold it in half, and then once again fold it in half. Make uh, bookmarks, or make 4 sheets out of it like this, 4 rectangles out of it, and every student should have one sheet of paper like this, and one pen or pencil. When you are ready, please show a thumbs up like this. Show a thumbs up. Okay, I can see a lot of thumbs up. Let's see. A lot of students are over here. So let me see. Yes, so I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. So we are going to get ready. I hope everyone, you all are ready. So let's go. What is the first thing? First thing that we will do is, we will write sun. Over here we write sun, right? The first thing that we write is sun. That this is where our sun is. Now don't think about which planet is big, which planet is small. Why? Because the size of the solar system, we will do that later. And over here you can write Pluto. Pluto is not a planet, but Pluto is part of solar system. It is the end of solar system. So we will also show Pluto. So our solar system starts from the sun, it ends on Pluto. And now I will give you 2 minutes. What you have to do is, you have to write down all of the things that are present in the solar system one by one. So you have to write Earth, Venus, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, all of the 8 planets, starting from sun between Pluto, what are all the things that are present? So all the four planets, inner planets, outer planets, asteroid belt, all of the things that you have to write, and then I will tell you what is the correct way to write them, right? What is the best way to write them so that their distances is correct. So first of all, it's an exercise for you, 2 minutes. What you all have to do is you have to write the distances between Sun and Pluto, not the distances. Just mark different things that are present between Sun and Pluto. 8 planets, an asteroid belt. Where all of these should be lying, that is what you have to do. So I hope you have understood the activity. Have you understood the activity? You have to write all of the things between Sun. Okay, you can't see it. So from Sun to Pluto, you have to write all of these things, and you have to mark everything that comes in between it. For example, there is Earth, there is Saturn, Jupiter, asteroid belt. Write all of the things, and then we will make a better version of it, right? Everybody get to writing. Write very, very fast. If we have any teachers who can translate for us from English to Telugu, I will once again tell what are the names of those teachers. D. Bhavani ma'am from KGUBV Vemulapalli, Nalgonda, or Tirangani ma'am from KGBV Palvancha, Bardari, or Bardad Bardadri.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars,
You don't have to
Jupiter,
tell.
Saturn,
Students, you don't have to tell. You have to write. Then you have to
Neptune.
take a picture of it, and then you can send it to me in the group, in the KGBV group of Telangana, or you can show it in front of camera. You don't have to tell all the names. You can show it in front of the camera that this is what I have done, or you can take a picture of it and send it in the group. Okay. Okay, I can see students already showing it to me. Let me see. Of KGBV Pedagpalli, they are showing. So you have to write the name of the planets in between Sun and Pluto. Write the name of all 8 planets and asteroid belt, right? Which planet is first, which planet is last, which planets are close to each other, which planets are far away. You have to also write them. Not just these 2 things, but write all the 8 things and asteroid belt. 9 things should be present. 2 are already there, Sun and Pluto, 8 planets, and 1 asteroid belt. All of these things. Okay, Bhavani ma'am is here. So if we can make Bhavani ma'am co-host, let me check. Yes, so Bhavani ma'am, I am making you co-host. If you can help in translating.
Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Is the yeah. So first thing, you can translate this thing in Telugu that I have written Sun on one side of paper, Pluto on the end of paper. Pluto is the end of solar system, Sun is the start of solar system. Students have to write everything that comes in between the Sun and the Pluto, including the asteroid belt. Their task is what they have to focus is the distance between all the planets, like which planets are close, which planets are far. That is what we are checking. So if they think that Jupiter and Saturn have a lot of gap in between them, or Earth and Mercury are very close to each other, so their diagram should be visible from their diagram.
ఓకే చిల్డ్రన్స్ మనం ఒక షీట్ తీసుకొని దానిపైన సన్ నుంచి సన్ ఒక చివరికి పేపర్ ఒక చివరికి సన్ ని డ్రా చేసుకొని ఇంకొక చివరికి ఫ్లోటో పెట్టుకొని ఈ మధ్యలో మనకు వచ్చే ప్లానెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా ఆ ప్లానెట్స్ అన్నిటిని డ్రా చేయాలి సో డ్రా చేసేటప్పుడు మనం ఏం ఫాలో కావాలంటే డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది కదా వాటికి సేమ్ ఒక్కొక్క ప్లానెట్ మధ్యలో ఎంతెంత డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది ఆ డిస్టెన్స్ ఫాలో అవుతూ మనం వాటి మధ్యలో ఉన్న ప్లానెట్స్ అన్నిటిని సన్ టు ప్లూటో వరకు డ్రా చేయాలి
Yes. So let us see how many of the students have already done it, right? Let's see that. You can show it in your screens if you have done it. Let's see who all have done it. I can see one student. students of KGBV Edapalli, they are drawing. Okay, this KGBV as well, which is KGBV Pedagpalli. And okay, I can see this KGBV as well, which is KGBV Kondur Gem, RR district. Uma Devi ma'am, the class. Okay, so all of these things are right. This is how you had to do it. All the other students as well, you can show your bookmark. So we are making a bookmark. What is use of bookmark? We can use this thing in our book, and then we can find which is the last page that we left on in the book. So we will make a solar system bookmark for us. All the other students, all the other schools and KGBV, you can also show. I can see over here. We have KGBV Chotupal. So you can also show your scrolls, right? Everybody now, I will tell you, what you can do is you can compare your scroll or your bookmark with the one that I will be making now. So I will be telling the students how to fold the paper. So what do they have to do is, if they have written all the things on this side, right? They have written things on this side. They have to reverse the paper, and then they have to follow my instructions. So ma'am, if you can tell them that they have to reverse the paper, and then they have to follow the instructions that I'm telling in the overhead camera. Okay. Bhavani ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so Bhavani ma'am, you can tell them that the students have to reverse the paper. They have to now
Yes, ma'am.
use the back side of their paper, and they have to follow the instructions, and they have to make the diagrams, or they have to write the names of the planets like I am doing, and I'm showing that in the overhead camera.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్ చిల్డ్రన్ మనం ఇప్పుడు పేపర్ పైన డ్రా చేసాం కదా సన్ టు ఫ్లూటో వరకు నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు పేపర్ ని రివర్స్ చేయండి పేపర్ ని
Okay.
రివర్స్ చేసి
So I hope everybody is ready. And now we will be slowly doing, what we will be slowly doing is, we will be slowly and slowly learning about how we can make our own model of solar system in which the distance is exactly correct. So let's start. So this was sun. So everybody, you have to follow with me. You have to reverse the paper and you have to follow with me. And this is Pluto. What you have to do is you have to fold the paper in half like this, exact half. And you have to draw a dot here, right? You have to draw a dot here. Now I want to ask you, and you have to use the chat section or you can unmute your mic. What should lie exactly in between the sun and Pluto? What should be here? Should it be asteroid belt,
చూపిట
or it should be the planet Uranus, or it should be the planet Jupiter, planet Earth, planet Mars? Which planet should be exactly in between sun and Pluto, or what should be exactly in between sun and Pluto? Three options: asteroid belt, Uranus, or Jupiter.
Jupiter. Jupiter. Jupiter. Jupiter.
Jupiter. All the students that think the answer is Jupiter, you should raise your hand. Everybody who thinks that the answer is Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Okay, and I can see a lot of KGBV have not turned on their camera, so they can also turn on their camera, right? A lot of KGBVs have not turned on their camera. Please turn on the camera. Yes. So I can see the girls are saying, majority is saying it should be Jupiter, but is it Jupiter or is it not? So in reality, this is not Jupiter, but this is the planet Uranus. Okay.
Jupiter.
This is not Jupiter. Jupiter does not lie in between Sun and Pluto. The right answer is Uranus. Okay, everyone? And all of okay. I will have to mute some students. Okay, yeah. So exactly in between Sun and Pluto is Uranus. Now what I will do is I will fold the paper in half once again like this, and I will make Another dot here. So what planet should be in between Uranus and Pluto? What do you think? Which planet should be exactly halfway between Uranus and Pluto? What is in between Uranus and Pluto? Which planet is there?
Uranus, madam. Uranus, madam.
Uranus I have already written. Uranus ho gaya. Uranus is done. Who is saying Neptune, please? All of the students that are saying Neptune, please raise your hand. Let us see students who are saying Neptune. Who all are saying Neptune? Let's see. I can see. You all have to raise your hand. If you think it is Neptune, please raise your hand, right? Or raise your thumbs like this. So if you think it is Neptune,
Neptune.
if you think it is Neptune, like raise your hand like this. Wave it. If you think it is Neptune. So I can see some hands are being waved. Yes, that is right. It is Neptune. Why? Because Uranus is which planet? Uranus is the seventh planet. And what should come next? The last planet. Neptune is here. This is Neptune. Now you have to fold the planet. You have to fold the paper once again in half, like this. And now you have to tell me what should be here. What should come over here? Let's see.
Earth,
Uranus is
madam.
already done.
Earth,
See,
madam.
seventh, seventh planet is
Earth.
done. Ninth planet is done. Eighth planet is done. End of solar system is done. What is in between Sun and Uranus? What should come over here between Sun and Uranus?
Earth, madam. Earth, madam.
Earth. Okay, I can see a lot of students saying Earth. So I will give you three options. Okay, three options. Earth, is it Jupiter or is it Saturn? Earth, Jupiter, Saturn. Is it Earth? Is it Jupiter? Is it Saturn? Everybody says Earth. The answer is not Earth. Answer is not Earth. Answer is not Earth. Students, Jupiter or Saturn? Answer is not Earth. Jupiter is also not answer. Then what is left?
Earth, madam.
Earth is not the answer. Earth is not the answer. Jupiter is not the answer. Then what is left?
Earth, madam.
Earth, Earth will come, but Earth is not here. So which is the planet that comes before Uranus? It is Saturn. So last three planets, right? Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They take so much of the solar system. So if this was one, Uranus was at half distance, right? It was when we divided the paper in half. Uranus was at what distance? Half distance from Sun. Neptune was 3 by 4 distance from Sun. Saturn was 1 by 4 distance from Sun. So you also have to remember these things, right? 1 by 4 distance, Saturn. 2 by 4 or 1 by 2 distance, Uranus. Neptune is 3 by 4. These are fractions. And Pluto is, you can say, 1 unit away. It is 1. This is 1 by 2 or 2 by 4. This is 1 by 4. This is 3 by 4. Different things. Now what you have to do is you have to fold the paper once again in half, and over here you have to write the name of the next planet. So which planet should be here? Halfway between Sun and Saturn. Saturn and Sun. In middle of them, which planet should be there? Middle of Saturn. Venus. Okay, one answer is Venus. What about everything else? Earth. Okay, KGBV Bhutpur are saying it is Earth. What about other students? We have Earth,
Mars.
Mars.
Venus.
Okay. Which planet comes before Saturn?
Mercury.
I will give you a hint. Everyone, I will give you a hint.
Venus. Mars.
I will give you a hint. The hint is if you start from Sun and if you count all the planets like number wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then which is the planet that comes just before Saturn? Planet number 5 of solar system. We have Saturn is 6, Uranus is 7, and Neptune is 8. Which is planet number 6? I tell you. Planet number 6 is Saturn. Planet number 5. Jupiter, right? So over here we have actually Jupiter. Now everybody is on the right track. So over here we have Jupiter. So let us write Jupiter. Jupiter. And what is the distance? What is the fraction? If Sun and Saturn was 1/4, then Sun and Jupiter should be 1/8 because we have folded the paper how many times? If this was half times, this was 1/4 and this is 1/8, right? Every time we are folding the paper in half and half. So if I fold the paper once again in half on the left hand side, if I fold the paper once again in half, and if I make a dot here, over here, then what should be middle of Sun and Jupiter? What comes before Jupiter? I will give you once again hint. What comes just before Jupiter?
Mars.
What is in middle of Mars and Jupiter?
Mars, madam.
There is something in middle of Mars and Jupiter. What is that?
Venus.
Venus is not in between Mars and Jupiter. What comes between Mars and Jupiter? Okay, KGBV Karimnagar. KGBV Karimnagar have the right answer. It is the asteroid belt, right? The small asteroids of the solar system. Where are the asteroids? In the asteroid belt. And the asteroid belt is in between Jupiter and Mars. So, what we will write here? We will write asteroid belt. So instead of writing asteroid belt, okay, so what? Yes. So what we can do over here is instead of writing asteroid belt, what I will write is I will just write AB because it is taking lot of space. So before Mars, I have to write something. Just like Jupiter was at 1/8, what should I write under asteroid belt? 1/4, 1/8. What should I write under asteroid belt over here? If I'm doing fraction, right? 1/2, 1/4, 1/8. I fold 1/8 into. What should be over here? Asteroid belt. The fraction of asteroid belt. Let us see. It should be 1/16. Yes, because this portion, right? Just this thing. This particular thing, this distance from here to here, this is 1/16 of this whole paper. Last fold, you have to fold your paper once again in half. Once again in half and make a small dot here. Some of you might not have a lot of paper left, so do this carefully. You have folded the paper once again in half and I've made a dot here. What comes before asteroid belt? What comes before asteroid belt? Just before asteroid belt, you know? The fourth planet of solar system. What comes before?
Earth, madam.
Which is the fourth planet of solar system? Earth is third planet. Mars, right? So what we will do is we will write over here. So here I will write Mars. Tiny Mars. Earth is not. Earth is the third planet. So before we come to Earth, everyone, I will have to quiet the students for a while. Students can mute themselves a bit. Yes. So I have a question, right? What is my question? My question is, you have to tell me the fraction, right? If this thing, like I was telling that I have divided the paper first of all in half, then in 1/4, right? Like this. Then I divided the paper in 1/8. Then I divided the paper in 1/16, like this. Then I divided the paper in how much? How much paper did I divide? Like, what is this thing? This very small thing that I have, right? Sun and Mars. What should I write under this? 1 by what? You can write it in the chat because I've asked you to unmute because there's so much noise. So maybe you can write it in the chat. What should be the fraction that I should write here? What is this strip of paper? This small strip of paper that I have over here. This much paper. What is the fraction of this much paper compared to the whole paper that is left behind? You know, the paper is very big. Compared to the whole paper, what is the fraction of this much paper? I will also show you the whole of the paper. So over here you can see the entire paper, right? So let us see 1 by 36, 1 by 32. So it is not 1 by 36, but it is actually 1 by 32 because when we make half of 1 by 16, what do we get? We get 1 by 32. Then where is Earth, Mars, and where is Venus? So those things are so small. When we have to fit them on this piece of paper, we can say that all the three planets, they come in between here. So all the three planets, if I have to zoom and show it to you, then all the three planets, they actually come very, very close. So if I zoom it and if I show it to you like this, something like this. So all the three planets come over here, right? Between Sun and Mars, all the three planets come. So I can write Mercury, M, Venus, and Earth. All the three planets. There is not much place, but they lie between Sun and Mars. They are very close. So this is the entire solar system scale that we have made. And I will give a revision of this once again, how we made it. So you can follow my presentation, which I'm going to show it to you, so that if somebody is remaining behind, they can use this, right? They can use this presentation. So what did we do first? We had our piece of paper. We folded it in half and we have written Sun on one side and on one side we wrote Pluto. Then we fold it in half. We write Uranus in middle. Uranus is 1 by 2. Then we fold it from right hand side and we write Neptune. Neptune is the at 3 by 4 distance from the sun if Pluto is 1 distance from the sun. Uranus is half distance from the sun. What comes after Uranus? We have Saturn. So we fold the paper from left hand side and we write Saturn. What distance is Saturn if Pluto is 1, Uranus is half, Saturn is at 1 by 4 distance. And then we fold the paper once again in half from left hand side and we get Jupiter. So we are folding the paper once again in half, half, half like this, small, small portions. After Jupiter, we get asteroid belt. After asteroid belt, we get Mars. After Mars, we get all the three planets, Mercury, Venus, and Earth. They are so tiny that they are very hard to show from each other. Like they're so close to each other that it is very hard to show if I want to accurately and correctly show the distances between these planets. So this was the first activity. What is the first activity? To make the accurate distances between all the planets. You can see the inner planets are very close and the outer planets are very, very far. So if I can ask Bhavani ma'am to please, help me. Yes, Bhavani ma'am, are you there? Yes. So Bhavani ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
if you can, translate these things for me. I've told the students that the fractions that the students have written, those, if distance between Pluto and Sun is 1, then distance between Sun and Uranus is half, Sun and Saturn is 1 by 4, Sun and Jupiter is 1 by 8. That is how we have written the numbers. And from this this bookmark that we have now made, we can see that the outer solar system planets, they are very far from each other, and the inner solar system planets, Mars and Mercury, Venus, Earth, they are very, very close to each other. So that was the activity to show how inner planets are so close to each other and outer planets are so far away from each other.
I'm sure the bookmark, madam, once just show me.
Yes, I will show
explain.
the bookmarks. Here is the bookmark.
Yes, ma'am. So, చిల్డ్రన్ ఆల్రెడీ మీరు మనము రాసుకున్నాం కదా, సన్ నుంచి మీరు ప్లూటో వరకు డిస్టెన్స్ రాసుకున్నాము. ఇప్పుడు మేడం మనకి ఏం చెప్పారు అంటే, మనకి ఫస్ట్ మనము పేపర్ రాసిన దాన్ని, యాక్టివిటీ చేసిన దాన్ని పేపర్ రిటర్న్ చేసినాము. ఆ పేపర్ పైన సన్ రాసినాము, వన్ సైడ్ ఇటు చివరికి మనం ప్లూటో రాసుకున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం అంటే, ఈ పేపర్ ని మధ్యలోకి ఫోల్డ్ చేస్తాం. మధ్యలోకి ఫోల్డ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా సన్ కి ప్లూటో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా మధ్య మనకి ఏదొచ్చింది అంటే యురేనస్ ఉంది. అంటే దాని మీనింగ్ సన్ కి ప్లూటోకి మధ్య ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్, సన్ నుంచి యురేనస్ కి ఎగ్జాక్ట్ మనకి ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ వచ్చింది, హాఫ్ డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఈ పేపర్ ని మనము రైట్ హ్యాండ్ సైడ్ నుంచి ఫోల్డ్ చేసినాం. రైట్ హ్యాండ్ సైడ్ ఫోల్డ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఫస్ట్ మనకు ప్లూటో ఉంది, దాని ఫోల్డ్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ హాఫ్ లో మనకి ఎంత వచ్చింది అంటే 3/4 ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ యురేనస్ అయితే హాఫ్ డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంది. సాటర్న్ మనకి 1/4 డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంది. సో దగ్గరికి మన లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ నుంచి వచ్చేస్తే మనకి ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా సన్ నుంచి యురేనస్ హాఫ్ డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంది అని చెప్తున్నాము. దానికి మధ్యలో సన్ కి మార్స్, నెక్స్ట్ దాని తర్వాత మనకి నెక్స్ట్ 1/8 పొజిషన్ లో 1/6 పొజిషన్ లో మనకి మార్స్ ఉంది. దానికి నెక్స్ట్ 1/8 పొజిషన్ లో జూపిటర్ ఉంది. ఇటు మధ్యలో మనకి చిన్న చిన్న ఆస్ట్రానాట్ బెల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఇప్పుడు అంతరగ్రహాలు, బాహ్య గ్రహాలు అని ఉంటాయి. అంతరగ్రహాలు ఏమో సన్ కి చాలా దగ్గరగా ఉంటాయి, బాహ్య గ్రహాలేమో సన్ కి చాలా దూరంలో ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పుడు మనకు కనబడుతుంది డిస్టెన్స్ లో యురేనస్, నెప్ట్యూన్, సాటర్న్, ఇవన్నీ చాలా దూరంలో మనకు డిస్టెన్స్ తో కనబడుతున్నాయి. ఇవన్నీ బాహ్యంగా ఉన్నాయి, అవుటర్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్స్ వచ్చేసరికి మనకి ఇక్కడ కనబడుతుంది కదా, యురేనస్, మార్స్, వీనస్, నెక్స్ట్ 4 ప్లానెట్స్ ఉంటాయి. మార్స్, వీనస్, జూపిటర్, ఇవన్నీ మనకి ఎట్లా దగ్గరగా, చాలా దగ్గరగా, సన్ కి చాలా దగ్గరగా, తక్కువ స్పేస్ తో మనకు కొంచెం చూడడానికి కూడా కష్టం అవుతున్నట్టుగా అనిపిస్తుంది. అంత దగ్గర డిస్టెన్స్ తో ఇవి ఉంటాయి. బాహ్య గ్రహాలు వచ్చేసి ఇవి చాలా డిస్టెన్స్ తో ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇచ్చిన ఈ 1/2, 3/4 ఇట్లా గుర్తు పెట్టుకుంటే 8 గ్రహాలను గుర్తు పెట్టుకోవడం మనకి ఈజీ అవుతుంది. ఓకే మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay, wonderful. So what we will do next is, right, we learned about solar system. So this is bookmark of solar system. You have learned what is the distance between these planets. Now, what about the size of planet? So if I show you this picture, in this picture, we were also seeing the size of planets. We were seeing the distance of planets. So if I want to actually make, we check the distances. Now, if I want to make how big should be Jupiter, if Jupiter is this much big, how should be Saturn, what should be the size of Venus, what should be size of Neptune compared to each other. So we will make that. For that you need wheat dough. So I had asked the students to prepare 1 to 2 kg of dough atta. I will be using clay, but I hope you have prepared the dough. So right now I have clay. I'll show it to you. We will use it to make the scale of the solar system, but when it comes to size. So I have clay, but you have to use atta because this is like 2 kg clay. So you don't have to use this much clay. You can use 1 kg to 2 kg atta that you have, right? To make roti and chapati, we have atta. So you have to use that. You can see I have this clay over here. I will be using this to make my solar system. All the 8 planets I will make out of this 2 kg clay. So you also have to take 2 kg atta and you have to make all the planets with me. Are you ready? You can show it to me if you have the atta prepared. If not, you can ask somebody to prepare it quickly because 1 kg to 2 kg atta. Okay, quickly, everyone. You need this much atta, and it should be softly kneaded. That means it should be easy to mold. It should be easy to press. So what you have to do is you have to take that 2 kg atta and you have to use a 30 centimeter scale. For example, I have 30 centimeter scale. I'll show it to you as well. This is 30 centimeter scale that we have, right? So we need our atta and we need to make a roll out of it which is 30 centimeter in size. So from here to here, I have to make a roll, even roll out of this which is 30 centimeter in size. That is the first step. So everybody get the atta ready. Don't have to make small balls out of it. All of the atta ready and you have to roll it so that it is 30 centimeter in length. So let us start everyone quickly. So let us see how much time it is going to take to us to actually roll it. So it is still a bit hard. Okay. Wait 1 second, I'll ask to make it more softer. Okay, everyone. So I'm trying. The clay is very hard because it is winters. So we are using a hot air gun to make it more soft. If your atta is hard, you can mix more water or oil or ghee in it and make it more soft. First task is to take your scale, 30 centimeter scale, or you can use 10 centimeter scale to 15 centimeter scale and make the atta in a roll which is 30 centimeter in length. That is the first step. Why we are doing this? I will tell you. I will tell you why we are doing this. So this is what we are doing, right? This is the type of planets that we will be making. And how we will be making these planets? We have this data. What data do we have? We have this data. This is the chart that we will be using. This chart, in this chart, you can see that these are the different planets from Mercury to Neptune. Their volume is given. Their volume is very big, like it is too big. If I considered Mercury, this is 61 billion kilometer cube. That means it is very, very high. It's very big in size. But if I compare something like Jupiter or Saturn, they are even bigger, right? They're 14 lakh billion kilometer cube. So we have all these numbers. What did I do is, I have taken 2 kg clay and then I have taken out the percentage of this. So if Jupiter is 40 lakh, if Saturn is 8 lakh, and if I add all of these numbers together, so what did I do? I take all of the numbers, right? 61, 928, 1000, 100, 14 lakh. I take all of these numbers together. I add all of them and then I take what is the percentage of Jupiter from that sum of all the volume of all the planets. That is how I have taken out how much is the percentage of clay I need. That Jupiter is so big that it should be taking 60% of the clay of the entire clay or the atta that we have, right? If that is the entire thing that we have out of which we have to make all the planets, I took the data from like what is the size of all the planets. Then what did I do? I add them all of them together and then I took percentage of each. That if Mars is 163, what is 163 out of this entire number when we add it, right? And then what we have to do is, the next thing is, okay. So now it is, so what is the next thing that we have to do? We have found out that 60% of the clay should be going to Jupiter. Why? Because 14 lakh 31,000 divided by the sum of all the planets comes out to be 60. So you can actually do it. You can take a screenshot of this, right? or you can see it later on the YouTube. And then you add all of these things together: 61 plus 928 plus 1083, 163, and then 14 lakh, 8 lakh, and then 68,000 and 62,000. Add all of these number together, and then take the volume of Jupiter and divide by all of these things. And what you will get? You will get 60%. So let's start with 60%. How can I actually take out 60% of atta or clay from the entire clay that I have, right? So everybody, you should do this thing together with me. Let's see. As you can see, we have mixed many colors together because it's very hard to find all 2 kg clay in one color at the same time. So if I have anything extra, I will remove it, right? So like this, what I have made a roll out of this. It's a big roll that I have. And then, okay, I will only take 30 centimeter from this and I will remove anything extra. So let me see. It is better like this. Okay. So I will mark 30 centimeter and I will remove anything extra. So you can take 30 centimeter, you can say 25 centimeter, anything that you want. But first of all, we need to have even length to start with. So what I will do is, I will mark 2 things. Let me just take center because everything else is not that good. It is not even. So I will take exactly center from here. So one thing I'm marking here. Okay, it's not working that well. Okay. So one thing I'm marking here, I hope you can see it, right? One mark is over here on this end of the scale. Over here it is. And where is the other mark? The other mark I'm doing at 30 centimeters. So it is over here. So like this, you also have to make 2 marks. I will. Yes, I hope now you are able to see it much better, right? One mark is at starting of the scale. And where is the other mark? The other mark is at the end of the scale, which is 30 centimeter. What I have to do now is, I have to cut the clay from these parts so that I get only good clay. So like this, I can actually cut. And now you can see this thing is so much more smoother and even. So like this, when you make the roll, you can remove any of the other part so that this thing is as even as possible. And if I see like this, I can actually remove, this thing as well from here. Let's see if I'm able to remove this. And it's very hard. We can do it like. So like this, we can remove one more layer so that it's very even. So what I will do is, I will remove this layer like this. You can use not just a scale, you can actually use other things. For example, I have cutter as well, but still. Now this is much more better. Now this is much more even. So I have this complete block of 30 centimeter. So everyone, you have to do it together with me, otherwise you will be left behind, right? Should we start, everyone? Is your block also ready like this? 30 centimeter, right? So we will start from this side, or maybe this side. This looks much better. Little dent over here, but that's all right. So what we will do is, if we have to find out what is the 60% of this entire clay or atta, we have to find out what is the 60%. So what I can do is, do you have any guesses first of all? How we can make 60%? Like if I have, let's say 10 apples. If I have 10 apples, how can I find out 60% of the 10 apples? Who can answer? I have 10 apples. I have to find out what is the 60% of those 10 apples. What can be the answer? If I have 10 apples and I have to find out what is 60% of 10 apples. Let's see. You can write it in the chat or you can raise your hand. Let's see. I hope if Bhavani ma'am can translate, the question is, if we have 10 apples, the students have to find out what is 60% of those 10 apples.
Yes. మన దగ్గర ఒక 10 ఆపిల్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, అల్లకెళ్ళి 60% ఎట్లా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తామని అడుగుతున్నారు మేడం. 60% కావాలి మనకు ఆ 10 ఆపిల్స్ లో నుంచి 60%.
6 apple. Let's go. Okay. If we have 30 apples, then how can we find out?
30 ఆపిల్స్ ఉంటే ఎట్లా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం?
60% of 30 apples.
60%. 30 ఆపిల్స్ లో 60% ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి.
How can we find out? See.
Okay.
Quick maths. 18, right? So like this. So just now how you were dividing these things, multiplying these things, similarly we have to do. What we can do is we have to find out 60% of how much? We have to find out 60% of 30 centimeter that we have. From here to here we have 30 centimeter. What should be the 60% of 30 centimeter? We have to find that out. What I will do is, so you can write in the chat, okay, it's not 30. What did we do? Did we do something wrong? Somehow it is just 29.5. So we can just, press it a little bit so that it can extend. I think I cut it a little bit more. So it was only 29.5. Let us check again. Now it is 30. Now it is good. So what should be the, what should be 60% of 30 centimeter? In the chat, you can tell me what should be the 60% of 30 centimeter. That is the question. Because that is how much clay that we actually need. Let us see who is going to answer first. You can unmute yourself. Okay, I will give you permission to unmute. You can unmute yourself. Or you can write it in the chat. What should be 60% of 60% of 30 centimeter? This is what I'm asking.
18%.
Is it 18% or 18 anything else? This is the question. 60% of 30 centimeter. That is the question. What is the answer? 18 what? 18 centimeter, right? So we have to take 18 centimeter. So how can we take 18 centimeter? Very simple trick. What we can do is, we have 30 centimeter. What we will do is, we will make 10 parts of it. Like this, I can make 10 parts of it. Readable. 12 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 18 centimeter, 21, 24, 27 and 30. 60% is how much? 18 centimeter, right? So this is how much I need. So if I take this much, this is 18 centimeter. So nobody should be confused. This is 18 centimeter. Everyone, if you have 1 centimeter to 30 centimeter, and if you make 10 equal parts, like 3 table, 3 centimeter, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, then how much is 60% of 30 centimeter? 18 centimeter. So we made one line here. And I will cut it. Now I have a question for you once again. Okay, what is the question? Which planet is, okay, this is not a good, because this clay is green color and we use green screen. So never mind, you have to tell me, if you can see, right? I have something over here. So which planet is this? I made 60% out of this. So I will show you the table once again. Which planet should be this? I have 60% clay. Jupiter, right? So the girl which has the most strength in class.
Jupiter,
Yes.
madam. Jupiter, madam.
Yes, Jupiter, right? So the girl that has more strength in class, what should she do? She should make a sphere out of it. It's very hard. If you have soft atta, maybe you can do it more easily. So you have to make one ball out of it, round ball sphere out of this cube that we have made. Because this is our first planet, Jupiter planet. What can you do? You can actually make a ball out of it, right? So rather than being in this shape, you can actually make, you can press on it, and what you have to do is you have to make a ball out of it, and all the remaining clay that we have, we will make all the other 7 planets that we have. So we have taken a lot of clay, and we will be using this clay to make Jupiter, and 40% clay is still remaining. We will be using that to make all the other 7 planets. Okay, so let's move forward. Now that we have made Jupiter, what is the next thing that we should make? Jupiter is done. So what is the next thing that we should make? We should make Saturn. Saturn is 34.5%. How can we find out what is 34.5%? So for this, first let's divide all the remaining clay that we have in equal parts. We will take 30% out of it. It's very easy actually. I will show you how to do it if you follow along. So 30% clay, it is actually 34, but 34 is hard. So what I can do is, we have already taken 60% clay, and then over here, if I make a line, this total clay was 100%, 60 we took. If I take 3 more blocks, 1, 2, 3, this will be actually 30% of the clay. So I can actually take 30% of the clay and make Saturn out of it, right? So this should be Saturn. But what is Saturn? Saturn is 34.5 and I have only 30%. So I have to add more, right? So this thing, if this is Saturn, this is only 30 till now, right? This is only 30%. And what do we need? We actually need 34 point. So I can show you the table once again. We need 34.5, right? So 34.5, we have to go here. Right now we have only 30%. So let us keep it, separate side. So this is Saturn and this is where we have to go. What about the remaining clay? Only 10% clay is remaining, right? Original 30 centimeter only. How much clay is remaining? 3 centimeter out of the original, or just 10% clay is remaining. So what we will do is, we will take this clay once again and we will make a roll of 10 centimeter now. So if you have something, okay, yeah. So we will make a roll of 10 centimeter or 20 centimeter. Anything, both work. So let us see. So like this, we will try to do it fast because not a lot of time is left. We are already over 4:40. So how much clay do I have? I have 15 centimeter, right? 15 centimeter clay I have. What do I have to do now? I have to divide it in many parts. How many parts do I have to divide? This is from 1 centimeter to 15 centimeter. If I look at my table once again, what is the table? If you look at the table over here, 30 is done. Next, I have to do is, so Jupiter is ready, everyone. We have Amarjit sir who's helping us. And if you can see, Jupiter is ready. This is how big Jupiter is. If you take 2 kg clay or 2 kg atta, this is how Jupiter looks. 60% is Jupiter. So I can write 60% on it. This is 60% of the entire thing. As you can see, this is 60% of the entire thing. We will keep it separate for now because we have to make other planets. So what is the next thing that we have to do? Out of the clay that we have over here, I have to make all the other planets that are here. I have taken some clay for Saturn, but only 30%. Rest 4.5%, and for the other two planets, how can I make? I will once again, rather than 15, actually make it 20, because then the maths is more easy if you do fractions. So let's see. Let me roll it a bit more. A bit more, and now we have bit more, 20 centimeter, right? We have 20 centimeter and so we have 20 centimeter. What I will do is I will make a line from here to here of 2 centimeter each, like this. 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 8 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. If I want to find what should be 4.5, right? So if I want to find, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out of these 10, I just want to take 4 for Saturn, so it should be this much. So I will take a cutter and I will divide, I will take 40% of the remaining clay. This is for Saturn. So we had Saturn, we will add 40% clay now to Saturn. Saturn is still not over because Saturn is actually 34.5. So how much did we go? We went 30% plus 4% is done. 5% is still remaining. 0.5% we will get there. No hurry. So Saturn is done. Saturn is 34.5. We will keep it separate. Out of the remaining one, if you look at the table once again, you will find out that for Uranus and Neptune, we need 2.8 and 2.6. So we can't take 0.6, 0.8 now, but we can take 2%. So what we will do is, we will take 2 parts of the clay for Uranus and we will take 2 parts of the clay for Neptune. So these are not yet complete. Why? Because we have only taken, if you look over here, it is 2.8 and 2.6. I have made, I have taken two parts like this, 2 centimeter, 2 parts. I will make Uranus and Neptune out of them, but they have more percentages to them. So what I will do is, I will just make small balls and I will keep them side. So these are 2 planets, Uranus, Neptune, incomplete. Saturn also incomplete. I have this much clay which is remaining. What I will do with this much clay? Let us see. I will once again take it and make it into 20 centimeter once again. So that is why the more clay or the more atta that you take, it is better. Because then we need to make very, very small fractions out of them. So like this, we are over here and let's see how much. I need 20 centimeter once again. So this is 20 centimeter, right? What do I need now? If I go back to my presentation, so you can see here, for Saturn, I need 0.5. For Uranus, I need 0.8. And for Neptune, I need 0.6. So that means original clay, just 1% of the original clay, and now we are dividing it further. So we have to take, we are taking this 0.5, 0.8 and 0.6. These are the things that we need just after decimal and point. What about inner planets? We will come to that later. So let's go. We will once again, what we will do? We will mark 1 centimeter At each centimeter, we will draw a line. And like this, we will keep drawing the line. So at every centimeter, I'm drawing the line. And what I will do after that is, I've drawn the line. I will take 4% for Saturn. No, 5 actually. It was 34.5. So this 5 will actually go to Saturn, right? This will go to Saturn. This original was 30%. This was 4%. And this is 0.5%. Now my Saturn is complete, and we can actually make, either you can use those things to make actually a ring out of, to make a ring for Saturn. So maybe we can do that. And this is actually our planet Saturn is complete. What about the other planets? So, let's say this is the planet Saturn. This is complete for now. This is the planet Jupiter. What about all the other planets that we have? Let's see. We have this much remaining still. We only took 5 parts out of it. For Uranus and Neptune, how much parts do we have to take? If we refer back to our diagram, we have to take 0.8 and 0.6. So let us take 8 and 6 part out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll take 8 parts and we will block them here in Uranus. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little bit of clay is left. And we will make them in Neptune. So this is Neptune. Neptune is just a little bit smaller. So, you can make a round shape. And this is our... So all of the planets are going to look similar if you're using the same clay or the atta. But this is Uranus and this over here is Neptune. So Neptune is just a little bit bigger, but we will not be easily able to tell it. So this is our Neptune, right? We have all the planets, 4 planets now. We have Jupiter, we have Saturn, and we have the other 2 planets as well, right? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. What about the inner planets now? Let us take care of the inner planets. How we can take care of the inner planets. So we have only this much clay left, this much atta left. And how much we have to make? We have to make all the other 4 remaining planets. So we will once again make it into 10 centimeter. It will be very hard, but let's try to do it. I can get only 5 centimeter. Let me see if I can make it from 5 centimeter at all. So I have 5 centimeter. What fractions do I need? Last 4 planets are done. I need Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. So Venus is 4 and Earth is 5. So I will not be able to do it with 5 centimeter because the precision will be very low. So what will I do is, I will actually extend this a bit more. Let us make it bigger and bigger. So this is art that we are doing here because it's not easy to play with such soft clay and with such soft atta. So this is still 9 centimeter. How can I make 10 centimeter like this? So I will have to roll it little bit, so that it evens out and we can get 1 centimeter extra. So now it is almost 10 centimeter, right? We have this 10 centimeter over here. And how much do I need? I need 4 and 5 for Earth. Everything else, Mercury and Mars, we will take care in next step. So 4 parts for Venus and 5 parts for Earth. Let's do it, everyone. 4 parts for Venus. This is Venus, very tiny. This is our sister planet, Venus, and you can actually see Venus with your own naked eyes in the sky if you wake up early. This is Venus. You will keep Venus somewhere. What about Earth? Earth is 5 parts. So till 9 centimeter I'll take. And I will make, what is this? Which planet is this? This is Earth that we have, right? This is Earth. and we will make Earth out of it, and we will keep over here. So all of these, the bigger one is our Earth, and the smaller one is Mars. So everyone, we have Earth and Mars as well ready. And now, if you give me a second. Okay, so this is Earth and Mars. They both are ready as well. Let's keep them here, right? Not Earth and Mars. This is actually Venus and Earth. The smaller one is Venus. The bigger one is Earth. What about this much? How much clay is left? It's like 0.1% or less than that. It's not 0.1%. It is even smaller than that. What is remaining? 2 planets are remaining. So what I will do is, I will make 5 centimeter long once again, or maybe even 2 centimeter. Let me check my table once again. How much do I need? Let me check my table. What do we need? We need to make 3 parts and 7 parts, right? 3 and 7 parts. So maybe 10 centimeter is required or not. So if I can make it in just, let's see over here and try to make it uniform. It's very tiny, but it's all right. So here I have 2 centimeter of clay. And what do I have to do now? Oh, wow, I can see students of KGBB Kondur Jem, they're trying to do. This looks very beautiful. But I think Jupiter should be a bit more bigger. I think I can't see it properly, but Jupiter should be a little bit more bigger than Saturn. It is bigger actually. Okay, that's wonderful. Neptune, Uranus look same. That's good. And last 2 planets. Ma'am is already so fast. The students are so fast. They've made the last 2 planets. So I'll show you the last 2 planets that I'm making. Wonderful job. Uma Devi's students, KGBB. So this is the last thing that we are doing. 2 centimeter clay, right? 2 centimeter of clay I have. Last 2 planets I have to make. And how will I make them? One of the planets, that is Mercury, takes 3 parts, and Mars takes 7 parts. That is all I have to do. 3 and 7 parts, and then my job will be done. So 3 parts is actually 6, and the remaining is 7 or 14. So when fraction is hard, like if I can't make 1 centimeter precision, what I can do is, instead of getting 3 parts and 7 parts, I can actually make 2 centimeters and take 6 parts and 14 parts. That is what I have done. And this planet right over here is the smallest planet. And this is the red planet that we have, right? So students, you can see this is Mars. I will put Mars over here. And this is the smallest planet of our solar system, which is very close to the sun. So this is our Mercury. So I will show you all of the planets once again. I will line them up so that you can see them. See. अमरजीत जी, एक बार इस कैमरे को यहाँ पकड़ना, इस तरह से, हाँ. So all the students, you can see these are, this is our Neptune, this is Uranus, this is Jupiter, this is Saturn, all of these planets. And what about the remaining planets? Then we have our Mars. So over here, very tiny. I hope you can see Mars. So let us make room for Mars. This is our Earth, little bit bigger. Venus, similar to Earth, just a little bit smaller, and the smallest planet, Mercury as well. And you can, what you can actually do is, you can write all of their names as well, and you can make, for individual, you can write their names. If I show it to you, if I make, these different stripes, I can actually write all of their names and what is the percentage of the clay that I have used for each of them. For example, if I write Jupiter, then what is the clay that I used for Jupiter? Or the percentage of atta that we used for Jupiter? That was 60%. So out of the 60%, we have used for Jupiter is 60%. I hope you are able to see it, right? 60% for Jupiter. What about everything else? If this is Saturn, for Saturn, how much did we use? 30% plus 4% plus 0.5. 34.5, right? This was 34.5 that we used for Saturn. So this is our Saturn. This is our Jupiter. What about everything else? So if this is the planet Uranus, this was 2.8%. This is 2.8%. What about Neptune? So for Neptune, we had 2.6%. So like this, you can write for everything. And what about these planets? The inner planets that we had for Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Venus, if you check, it was, I will have to check once again. What was the, we will have to check once again. So Venus was 0.04%. Earth was 0.05%. Mars was 0.007%. And finally, Mercury is 0.003%. So that is it. Now we have made, we have made the entire solar system. And this was the first activity that we did, in which we checked what should be the distance between each of the planets compared to each other. And next activity, in which what did we do? We checked what should be the sizes of the planets compared to each other. And now you have a homework. And what is going to be your homework? You have to take thread. You have to take a rassi, a big wire, a thread, anything, like a big thing. And you have to tell me, you have to place Sun at one end, Pluto at the other end, and all the 8 things that we have made in between them. And how can you do it, right? You have made the planets. You have made these planets, right? Saturn, Earth. These, I can't show it to you because they're green. But all these planets that we have made, right? Small planets that we have made. Big planets that we have made. You have to take a big wire, a big thread, anything that you can find, very big. And then you have to use the distances activity that we did, fold it in half, then plate Uranus, fold it in half, place Neptune, fold it in half, plate Saturn, and all the planets. And these are the things, the planets that you should be using, right? And the thread you can use for distance activity. So you have to combine both distance activity and the size activity together, and then you have to send a video, right? So let me see which of the students have completed it. You can show on the screen. So I can show you this is how, my solar system looks like. I've taken Saturn over here, Earth over here. So this is how it looks for me. So you can show how does your solar system looks like. You can show it in your hand. You can show it in the camera as well. So I can see KGBV, Kondur gem from RR district. Looks wonderful. Very beautiful. Uranus, Neptune. I think Jupiter should be a little bit more bigger. You have also made Sun. That is great that you have also made Sun out of it. So Sun is actually very big to make. I'm not sure what is the size for the Sun that you took, but the model looks great. I can see Mercury, Venus, Earth. Where is Mars? I can't see Mars. Turn the camera. Where is Mars? Where is Mars? Mars. Okay. Earth is there. Mercury is there. See my planets. Okay, I will see everybody's planet. If Kamal can help me, highlighting all the schools which are showing these activities. Neptune, Jupiter, and you can also unmute. Everyone, you can unmute yourself. Yes, you can. Unmute yourself.
Not
Students, we are
madam.
going to check.
This
Yes.
is Mars, madam.
One at a time. One at a time. So currently we have KGBV Kodimiel who are showing their solar system. Let us see their solar system. Saturn, Jupiter. You will tell me the name of all the planets, okay? You tell me.
Mercury, Venus,
Yes.
Earth, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus.
Okay, that is great. But now look at the scroll that you made, okay? The bookmark that you made. What is the
Mercury,
order of the planets?
Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Pluto, right? So maybe when I was making the activity, maybe I did not keep them in the right order. So Jupiter should be before Saturn, okay? Everyone, Jupiter should be before Saturn because Jupiter is our which planet? Jupiter is the fifth planet and Saturn is sixth. So you are right. KGBV Kondur Jem, you are right. The previous KGBV that I was seeing, they had, kept it like me and I think I had made a mistake. So first you should keep Jupiter. Jupiter is fifth planet and Saturn is sixth. Okay. So Uma Devi student, let's see. You have to unmute yourself and you have to tell me about all the planets. Let's say KGBV Kondurjem. Unmute and then the students will tell about all the planets. And then we will come to KGBV Pidagpalli.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Pluto, okay, have you also made Pluto?
Yes, madam.
Okay, wonderful. So Pluto is not a planet, but it's a dwarf planet. It's a tiny planet. It's not considered a planet, but it's part of solar system, so we can show it. That's wonderful. KGBV Kondurjem, wonderful to see all the planets that you have made. I will see other schools as well, right? Let us check. I can see. Let us see over here. KGBV Rajendra Nagar we can see, right? So let us check theirs. KGBV Rajendra Nagar. If you can show your solar system to us, let us see. The students have to also unmute and then they have to say. So you can unmute yourself and you can also then talk about all the planets that you have made.
This is our solar system, ma'am.
Okay, let us see.
Mercury, Venus,
Yes.
Earth, Mars. This big one is Jupiter. This is Saturn,
Yes.
Neptune, and Uranus.
Wonderful. Your Jupiter and Saturn actually look very big and this is very realistic. So KGBV Rajendra Nagar, good job. Can I see the faces of the students who made it? Students, if you can point your camera to yourself. I want to see, okay. Wonderful, wonderful that you made it, right? Jupiter and Saturn, very correct size. Good job.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. So I will go to other students, KGPV Pidagpalli. Let us go to them and let us check their solar system as well. Let's go. You can unmute yourself. You will have the option to unmute. I will ask you to unmute yourself once again. So you have the option. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, you muted it once again. So you have to show your planets to me. Yes.
Name from KGBV Kodimial. Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
once again.
Kodimial. Yes. KGBB Kodimial, I can see Sun and all the other planets as well.
Mercury,
Yes.
Venus, Earth, Mars,
Yes.
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are 8 planets.
Yes, that's wonderful. I can see the order is also correct. If you can show it to me once again, Jupiter and Saturn, can you show me the camera to Jupiter and Saturn? I think, yes, what I think is Jupiter should be bigger in size from Saturn because, if I show you in my overhead, you can see Jupiter is 60%, Saturn is 30%, right? So they are actually like Jupiter, half size of Jupiter should be, not half size, half volume of Jupiter should be Saturn. So it should be visible that how big is Saturn and how big is Jupiter. You can see from the size, right? This size difference should be visible for you as well. So maybe you can check once again if you have made any mistake while making them, or you can add more atta to Jupiter. But how much more atta you will have to check. So all of them should be correct. So you can do one correction so that Jupiter is much bigger than Saturn. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, you're welcome. And let us go to KGBV Pedagapalli because they were waving from long time, but I was not able to hear them. So you can start your video. You can unmute yourself. Let us go to other schools as well. Other schools, which school has made solar system? Okay, we have beautiful red planets. KGBV Peda Mandadi. Okay, you can unmute yourself. Let's look at your solar system.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Madam, we have
Yes. So the students, you can keep the camera first of all to the students so that I can see the students first. Okay, yes. So what are your names? What are your names?
Nandini ma'am.
Nandini. Okay. What about your friends? Nandini's friends. What are their names? Nandini's group.
My friend name is Rajita ma'am.
Rajita. Okay. So Nandini and Rajita, show me the solar system planets that you have made.
1 second ma'am.
Okay. We will come to all the schools. Don't worry. We'll come to all the schools. They all look wonderful.
Madam, show me ma'am.
Yes, I can see. I can see. Wonderful it looks. Red planets. Is this atta that you have used or is it something else? Where did you get the red color from?
Ma'am, I will
Yes.
prepare wheat atta ma'am.
Okay. No, wheat atta is not needed, but I'm interested. Like, where did you get the red colors? Did you paint the planets? Okay. Watercolor. Okay, wonderful. So you can paint the planets, right? But make Earth as blue, okay? Make
Okay,
Earth as blue, green, white. Earth should look like Earth, right? Look at this picture that I have. Like this, make all the planets. Mercury looks gray.
Ma'am, I will preparing evening ma'am. And
Okay. Send the
and catch
picture in group. Yes, yes. Okay, no problem. So let us look at your solar system once again. You can tell me all the orders. Nandini, show me the solar system and tell me all the order. From first
Madam,
to last planet.
8 types of solar system, madam. They are
Yes.
Sun, Jupiter, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Earth, Jupiter.
First planet. Which is the
Uranus,
closest? Which is the closest planet to Sun?
Pluto.
Closest planet to Sun. Very, very close to Sun. Which is closest planet to Sun? Nearest planet, closest planet. The smallest planet that we had, right?
Earth,
Smallest planet. Smallest planet. Small planet.
Mercury, madam.
Where is Mercury? Where is Mercury in your solar system?
Here, madam.
Okay, show me. Where is Mercury?
Mercury, madam. Mercury, madam.
Okay. So Mercury is there.
Mercury,
And-
madam.
Yes.
Mercury, madam.
Yes. Mercury. Then second planet, Venus.
Venus, ma'am.
Okay. Where is Earth?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is Mars? Where is Mars? I can't see Mars. I can only see 3 small planets. Where is Mars? Did you lose Mars? So one thing also, Nandini, you check, right? If you check these planets, These planets are very small, right? If you see these planets that we have, these are actually very small, right? They are not of same size. Venus and Earth, they are almost same, but Venus is smaller than Earth, and Mercury and Mars are smaller than both Venus and Mars, both Venus and Earth. So your size should be also accurate. You can see the video once again after the session is over, so that Earth should be bigger, then Venus, then Mars, and then Mercury. They should be small in size like this, okay? Not equal size.
Okay, madam.
Okay, Nandini? Okay. So I will be waiting for updated solar system, okay? Colorful, updated with Mars.
Okay, madam.
Okay. Wonderful talking to you. Let us see other students as well. So KGBV Tadwai. KGBV Tadwai we have. Let us look at them. Okay. So the students, they can, yes, I will come to all the planets.
Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the sizes are also correct. So if I ask you this question, which is the eighth planet of the solar system, KGB with Advai, eighth planet of solar system.
Uranus.
Check once again, which is eighth planet. Count from Mercury and see which is eighth planet. Which is eighth planet?
Ma'am, see our.
Which is number 8 planet? Last planet. Mercury 1, Venus 2. Okay, Neptune, right? So remember the order of the planets as well. If Mercury is 1, Venus is 2, Earth is 3, Mars is 4, Jupiter is 5, Saturn is 6, Uranus is 7, and Neptune is 8. Like this, you can remember all the 8 planets. You can use your scroll that you made. I don't know where did I keep my scroll, but yes. So you can use the scroll that you made to find out which planets are close to each other, which planets are far from each other. You can use your size of the planets to find out which planet is big, which planet is small. So wonderful, Tadwai, looking at your planets, they look beautiful. Good job.
Ma'am, see my solar systems.
Okay, so KGBV Shivampet, right? Let us look at their solar system. KGBV Shivampet. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
See, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, I can see. If you can make the camera like, yeah, now I can see. Now I can see. So you have also made sun. Sun is very big. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sun is very big. And what about all the other planets? Line wise, tell me all the planets from closest planet to sun. First planet.
Ma'am,
Yes.
there are 8 types, ma'am. Sun,
Yes.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Madam, we have done it.
You have done it? Wonderful. So how much time did you take, KGBB Shivampet, to make the solar system, to make the planets? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. How much time did it take to make the solar system? Okay, and did you like it? Did you like the solar system? Did you like making the planets? Do you have watercolors? I want you to paint all the planets, okay? Use some colors or flowers or leaves, anything that you can find, and color the planets, okay? Color
Okay,
them
madam.
blue, yellow, all of them. Color all the planets, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Wonderful. So let us check if we have any more schools. So Kodaimiel, we have already checked your planets. I will just see if there is any other school that is still remaining. You can turn on your camera. I can see who wants to show their planets. They can write it in the chat section, or maybe they can turn on their camera. Yes, you can turn on the camera. I think there is this student, Gadipaka Mahamta Geology. Okay. So 60% is Jupiter. You can see Saturn and all the planets. They look wonderful. Saturn is there. But I think the order is not right. The order is not right because what is the seventh planet? Seventh planet. Seventh planet. Seventh is not Venus, right? Seventh is not Venus. Venus is second planet. So seventh planet is Uranus. So this is V. MVE. So the second planet is Venus and then Earth. So I think you have made them right. But if you check correctly, Venus is just 4 parts, compared to the whole clay that we had. And Earth had actually a little bit bigger than that. So if you can see, Earth has more percentage. Earth is bigger in size. So you should exchange Venus and Earth, because from your solar system, it looks like Venus is bigger than Earth, but that's not true. Earth is a bigger planet than Venus. So third planet should be bigger than the second planet. So you can change them. You can keep, the third planet before the second planet, right? You can change them. Yes. Because if you check over here, if I show you my overhead, oh my God. So if you check in my overhead, what can you see? You can see that Earth is actually what? Earth is bigger than the Venus, right? Earth is bigger than the Venus. That is what you also have to do. Earth should be bigger than Venus. It should not be the other way around. Earth should be bigger than Venus. So if you check over here, you can see Venus is smaller and Earth is bigger. So that is the correct order. Okay. In your, Gadepaka Mamta Geology, I think that's your teacher's name. So you can correct them so that Venus is smaller and Earth is bigger. But good job. I can see that you have done a lot of hard work. So just change the order. Okay, Kavita, KGBB, let us check. So you also have to turn on your video. If you can turn on your video, we can give you spotlight. Okay, you can turn on the video. Let us see quickly if anybody is remaining. So, Kavita ma'am, if you can turn on the video, we can see your planets as well. Or the students that have made the solar system. Let's see. Okay. Video is on. Let us see. Okay. So, hello, good evening, everyone. You can unmute. You can unmute. I can give you the option to unmute as well. I think there is some audio issue because we are not able to unmute. The student is ready. Okay. If you're not able to unmute, I'm giving you the option to unmute. You should get an option to unmute. Like you can, yeah. Now it's
Good evening,
working.
ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. What is your name?
My name is Akila, ma'am.
Akila. So Akila, what did you make the solar system planets today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can show it to me. You can turn on the camera. I think the camera is off once again. You can turn it on. Okay. You can, use the back camera or reverse the phone. Okay. Wonderful. So let us look at the planets. The brown planets that we have. Okay. Great. So let us look at all of them.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. These are planets, ma'am.
Okay. So I have one question for you. How did you find out what should be the size of Pluto? Akila, one question for you. How did you find out this should be the size of Pluto? I will, because what happens? Pluto is so small. So for example, right, if I show you my screen, my planet, this is my Mercury. You can see how small Mercury is when I was using 2 kg clay. If I want to make Pluto, Pluto is even smaller than Mercury. And it is so small, it is very hard to show. So if you want to show Pluto, you have to first of all find out how much smaller it is compared to Mercury. Okay, go to Google, find what is the size of Mercury, what is the volume of Mercury, size of Mercury, and then find what is the size of Pluto. And then you can find out how much small you should make Pluto, and then it will be accurate. Because if you randomly take, okay, for example, I have extra clay, right? I will show it to you. For example, I have extra clay remaining, right? If I take little bit like this, and if I make, and if I say this is Pluto, then I can't prove this is accurate or not, right? And that is why what did we use? We used scale, and we used all the volume of all the planets, and we divided all the planets slowly and slowly, one by one, so that it is accurate. So for now, you can remove Pluto because we have not accurately found its size. If we have found its size accurately, like this is the size of Mercury, 61 billion kilometer cube, and Pluto is 51 or 41 or 31, whatever is the size, then you can say that, okay, this is how big Mercury is, Pluto is this much smaller, and this is how I have found the size. Then you can include it, otherwise you can keep it till Neptune. Okay? I think you are on mute. KGBV, Kavita KGBV, or Akhila. So this is just one suggestion so that our solar system, which yours looks very beautiful, but keep these things in mind. So Jupiter should be biggest planet. It should be bigger than even Saturn. It should be double the atta of Saturn. Okay. However much atta that you used for Saturn, Jupiter should use twice as much as atta. Why? Because it is 60%. Saturn is just 30%, 34, 30%. Half. Not size is not half, but volume is half. The amount of atta that we need. When we combine two Saturn together, we get the size of Jupiter. So like that, you all, because it's atta, you can mix it and you can remove it once again. You can make, different types of planets. Keep doing it till you reach the most accurate representation. And in homework, I will give a question that you have to find what should be the size of the sun as well. So that will be your homework. I can see a lot of students have made this much, big atta ball as sun, but sun should be very, very, very big. Sun is like so big. Sun is like this much big. It is not even fitting on screen, right? It is very big. So sun is actually very big in size, and that's why the activity was not asking you to make sun, because sun is very big in size. You can make it for decoration, but you should keep it separate because it is not accurate size. Okay, let us look at KGBV, Lingala Ghanpur. Beautiful planets. Let us look at them. You can unmute yourself. The student can tell me their names. So this is the last school that we'll see before we close. Yes.
Front camera.
Yes.
Good evening,
Hello.
ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. So did you enjoy today's session? What
Yes,
are your
ma'am.
names? What are your names?
Nandini, ma'am.
Nandini. Ma'am. Okay, Nandini and Shri
Karunya. Deekshita, ma'am.
Karunya. Vichita. Okay. And what about other girls? Vikshita? What about two girls are remaining?
Bhavani, ma'am.
Bhavani. And what about the girl which is behind? Okay, very big names and beautiful names you have. So
Thank you,
what?
ma'am.
So which solar system planets have you made? All 8?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us look at them. All of them. Let us look at them.
Sun.
Okay. Yes, sun you have.
Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter,
Yes.
Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Okay, wonderful. But I have one question for you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Which planet should be bigger, Venus or Mars?
Venus.
Venus, right? But which planet have you made bigger?
Mars.
Yes, so you should remove some atta from Mars and you should just remove it. Don't add it to Venus or Earth because they are accurate size. Because look at the percentages. The percentage of Mars is less, right? It is 0.007, but Venus is just 0.4. That means Venus has more clay, or it should have more atta than Mars. So you should remove some atta from Mars so that it looks very small. It should look smaller than Venus. Or what you can do is you can combine all 4 planets together and then do the activity once again. So it's your atta you can combine or you can remove some atta so that it should look smaller than Venus, more smaller. Yeah, now that's better.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
that's better, right? Did you understand why did we do that? Because Mars is smaller in size than Venus, right?
Venus. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So all the planets look good. What about
Thank you,
Sun?
ma'am.
How did you find the size of the Sun? Or did you just use all the remaining atta to make the Sun?
Don't have clay, ma'am.
Clay is not needed. We can use atta. It's fine. Just paint. Right? Clay is needed because we make this activity again and again. And that's why I was using clay. But you can use atta. Atta is fine. But you don't have to make sun out of the atta for now, because if you find out, how big is sun compared to Earth? It is
Yes,
more
ma'am.
than 100 times bigger. If
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
Earth, if this is Earth, right? It's very small. Earth is this much. Then
Yes, ma'am.
100 times bigger than this is sun. So it's going to be so huge. So
Yes,
that is
ma'am.
going to be in your homework. What you have to do is you have to take a scale. You have to measure what is the size of your Earth. For example, for me it is 8 millimeter. If 8 millimeter is the size of Earth, what should be the size of Sun? So that is going to be in your homework. You don't have to make Sun out of atta or anything because it is so huge in size. But you can find it using maths and fraction, okay? So
Okay,
you can
ma'am.
measure what is the size of Earth in your case, and then what should be the size of Sun. So
Okay,
many
ma'am.
Earths can fit inside the Sun, and Sun is too big. So don't keep Sun in this, because this is correct size that we are representing, right? This is not
Okay, ma'am.
just for decoration. This is exact true scale, that if Mercury is this big should be Jupiter. So we can keep Sun somewhere else, right? Because we don't want to give wrong impression that this is how big Sun is. Sun is so big. So you can make a big, using some threads, using some poles or wires, you can make a big sun. You don't have to make it using atta like that, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, lovely talking to you. So you are from which KGBV? KGBV Lingala Galpur, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So I'll see you in the next session, all of the girls and the KGBV and Bhavani ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank
one
you
doubt.
for. Yes, who has doubt? Who has doubt?
Madam, not anyone invented the size of the sun.
Okay, so regarding the size of the sun, wait 1 second. Let me put you. Okay, so regarding the size of the sun, I will tell you. So how you can find the size of the sun? Sun is like 109 times bigger than the Earth, right? It's very big compared to Earth. So if my Earth is 7 millimeter or 9 millimeter or 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, whatever is the size of the Earth, you can use a scale. You can find it out. What is the diameter of the Earth for any planet? And then you multiply that number by 100, 109, 1010 to get the more accurate answer, because that is how big the sun should be. We can't make it using atta because it's too big. It's going to need all the Chucky's atta. It's too big. If I use my hands, I try to make them in the IIT Gandhinagar CCL lab here. It was so big. I can send you a picture, but It is even more bigger than I can, spread my hands apart. It's very big in size. Sun is very big in size when Earth is this much. So we can't make it using atta. We will have to use something else to make it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you. You can ask any doubts that you have. You can ask them in the group as well. I'm active in the group. I will be looking at all the, the questions that I'm asking. I will be sending you some homework so you can send it to me. And I will be looking at all the videos that you are sending, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for joining, everyone. It is a very long session, but I'm glad you all made the size and the distance model of the solar system. I'll see you sometime again. Bye bye. Thanks for joining. Bye bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye bye, madam. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, madam. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, madam. I like it.
Bye bye.
Bye, madam. Bye bye. Come here.
Bye, madam.
Bye.
Bye, madam.
Bye bye.
Bye, madam.
Bye.
Bye, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.